Alright, we're going to go over how to do a magic ring now. So we're going to start off by pinching our yarn between our middle and our thumb. Put it over our index finger, then loop it back and make an X in the front. We're going to insert our yarn behind that first loop, pull the second loop under until we have a little loop and a little circle there. Grab the starting thread with your thumb and middle finger and pinch it, and have your thread over your index finger. You're going to do a chain stitch while holding everything to keep it nice and tight. It's very easy for this to unravel. We then go into that loop, scoop our yarn, and start doing single crochet stitches. So go through the loop, grab the yarn under, pull the yarn over, and pull through both loops, just like you're doing a regular single crochet. Most amigurumi projects are going to start with a magic ring. So this is to make plushies. Continue to hold that starting thread. If you need to tighten your loop to keep it a little tighter, you can do so. At the end, we're going to make it extremely tight so that that original hole closes. But we want to have enough room to keep making as many stitches as we need. Most projects are going to have 6 stitches, so we have 6 now. Going to pull that starting thread to make it nice and tight. Now if we're doing a non-continuous project, we are going to go into that first stitch there and do a slip stitch. Then we're going to do 1 chain and we're going to start round 2. So that's a non-continuous project. That's one where there's a very clear distinction between each row. So we do a slip stitch at the end, do a chain stitch, and then we continue doing any single crochets we need for round 2. It's usually going to be increased stitches in round 2 to help expand your project and not make it into a cone. So here's it again with blanket yarn. So we're going over, we're making that X in the front. We're going through the first loop of the back, pulling the second loop through. Okay, now we're pinching the starting thread, trying to make it a little bit more tighter and controlled. We're going to do our chain stitch now. Put our hook into the loop, pull the yarn from our ball through, and we're going to start doing single crochets. So again, you're going to continue to hold that magic ring as tightly as you can with your thumb and middle finger. The yarn from your ball is going to be going over your index finger, and that's where you're going to keep control. Now the blanket yarn is a little hard to pull. The worsted weight's a little bit easier to work with, so sometimes I have to pull a little extra hard, but I want to make sure I'm not closing the hole as I go. Right, once I get my 6 single crochet stitches, I'm going to pull it, make it nice and tight. Now if I'm working continuously, I'm just going to start row 2. I'm not going to worry about a slip stitch and a chain. I'm just going to start doing my increased stitches from row 2 into that first single crochet of row 1. So if you notice, there's no bump, it's just continuously going in almost like a spiral. Versus if I go back to the first one with the non-continuous rounds, there's a very clear start to row 2 where there's a little bump there. So that's our slip stitch and our chain that are creating that bump.